What's up everybody, welcome to my channel where we don't do and think like the average person out there. So you might be new to investing and you just start to invest in some stocks and you wonder how you can track your gains, the performance, how is your portfolio doing. Then guess what? We'll know more because in this video I'm going to be sharing with you the best website out there in Jamaica that I come across personally that you can use to track your portfolio. And I know many out there is asking the question, so I'm just using this video to answer it for you, and I'll be showing you step by step how you can set up your portfolio. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Head over to MyMoneyJA, the link will be in my description. So let's take a quick look at what they offer. You can create and track your personal portfolio of stocks, create watch lists and alerts, view companies' performance, their financials, valuation metrics, and you can also trade with a mock portfolio. You can also view a summary of the companies there, and you also have the ability to create personalized notifications for any stock activity. You also have the option for trade activity alerts, and they also offer pricing plans. So you have a starter plan, a premium plan, and a pro plan. You can pretty much go through this when you're ready to see what they offer, but so for a beginner, I believe the starter plan would be perfect for you to get started. When you want more features and you can afford to pay for it monthly, then you can always upgrade to pro or premium. So let's get started. So you have like three options to create your account. You can just specify your full name, email address and password, or you can always sign in with Google or Twitter. So I'm going to be selecting Google. Select whichever email address that you want to use. Once you have successfully logged in, you'll be landed on the overview page where you can view the combined markets. This is a combination of both the main market and the junior market. And then over here you have the main market and then you have the junior market. So the main market is pretty much the larger, more established companies, and the junior markets is the smaller companies. So that's pretty much it in summary. And as you can see from here, NCB has the largest weight, consisting of 13.7% of the entire combined market. And when you go over just the main market section alone, it's 15.1%. And for the junior market, it's Alaska with 11.16%. So from here, you can always select a company and it will take you to a overview of that company. So this is an overview of NCB Financial Limited. So you can select, say, 1 year of chart performance, and that is what all looks like. It's showing from 2017, so that sounds like 5 years worth of history. And you can also see the candlestick pattern as well. So that's from January 2016 to January to March 2022. So here's a nice little overview of NCB Financial Group, like the closing price, the last traded price, for like the PE ratio and TTM EPS ratio. Then you'd have to upgrade to see those features. And then you have like the change, how much it changed for the last trading day, number of outstanding share, and the list goes on. So now let's go to the market section of the platform. So on the markets tab, you'll see a nice little dashboard of all the stocks that are available, and it's listed in alphabetical order. Now it shows a mixture of both advanced, decline, and traded firm. So if you want to see just the stocks that advanced for the last trading day, you can select advanced over here, and then it will list them out in alphabetical order. And the same thing goes for declined, and the same thing goes for those that were traded firm. Now let's look at the portfolio section. This is where you can add all the companies that are in your portfolio. if you have like a JMB money line, you can always export the CVS file and upload it here. If you had a portfolio on Simple Wall Street, you can also export and import it here. So let's build out our demo portfolio. So I'm going to be selecting some stocks at random. This should not be considered as financial advice in any way, shape or form. So let's say Wasinko. And let's say you purchase 1000 shares of Wasinko. Specify the cost for that share. So let's say you purchase it when it was $12. And let's say you purchase it, let's be a little bit realistic here. So let's go back and say December 2020. I don't know what the price was, but I'm just selecting this, so it's not accurate, guys. Select the date of the trade and how much do you pay in fees. So let's select, say, $100 in fees. And then when you had it, right over here, it will show you the latest performance of that stock, the amount you gain in percentage. So on this side, it will show you that you purchased 1000 shares at the average price of $12.01. Current market price now is $19 per share, 67 cents. Your total spend would have been $12,100. Your current market value would be $19,670. You would be in a profit of $7,570 and a total gain of 62%. Now let's say you purchase some additional shares of Wasinko at a later date. So let's specify the volume again. So you purchase 500 at a cost of, say, 16, and the fees, let's say you paid $50 in fees. Remember, guys, these are just estimates. Let's select add. Now over here you'll see where all of this is readjusted, because you now have 1500 shares and it will be showing you your average purchase price. Now if you look at your gains, you will have 9,355, and when you look at it in percentage, it is 46.43%. So that date can't work. So let's go back to active trading date. Save that. So let's go back to add another stock to our portfolio. So total funds invested, my current portfolio value, and my total capital gains. And here it shows a nice little summary of my stock. So let's add another company, let's say NCB. So let's specify the number of shares purchased, let's say 10 shares. Share cost $100, and the amount you paid in fees, let's say $50 again. And let's specify the date the trade was taken, let's say the 1st of July 2021. And guys, when you're making purchase on any of the platform, you'll see the total fee. So make sure when you're making a purchase, you also take note of it in a spreadsheet. So when you're adding it to your MyMoneyJA, you know the exact amount of fees you paid. So let's select add, and it will show you a summary of the transaction here. So now let's go back. Now as you can see, our total portfolio value is now 30,000. Now let's add another stock to this. Let's say you're able to get 10,000 shares of Fesco at a cost of $1, and you paid a fee of $100. And date of purchase, let's say, go back 1 year ago, January the 1st. Guys, these dates are just random. Let's say the 1st of January, 4th. Let's select save. So the current market price is $6.48, and your total gains would have been 541%. Now let's go back. So our total portfolio gains would have been approximately 204%. you would have invested a total of $31,000, and your total portfolio would be valued at $95,453.30. Now let's add another company. Let's see, Jamaica Highway. Purchase volume, you thought Chance would have performed very well, so you took all of your money and you invested in Chance, and you purchased the 20,000 shares, and the average and fees $200. Let's change the date to say March 1st. Select add. Here you'll be in a loss of 9.86%. Let's go back, not here, let's go back to portfolio. And your portfolio now would be reflecting 101% gains. So here you have 3 winners and here you have 1 loser. So let's go to virtual wallet and manage transactions. So here gives you an example of the amount of shares you would have added, and for each debit it would have technically add a virtual transaction to reflect that purchase. So if you receive dividends, it would be reflected here. So let's go back to tools, select alert. Now let's say you want to purchase some more NCB if the stock price fell to $80 per share, but you don't want to be there monitoring it. What you can do is create a stock alert, select the company, and you can select the event that you want it fired on, whether it be closing ask, last traded. So let's go with last traded, and let's say less than or equal to. So you want, if it's $80 per share or less than that, then you get a notification. Select update. Over here you will see the email address where the notification will be sent to, as well as you can specify your phone number. So let's select update. So here it's saying I have 4 out of 5 remaining, and this is because it's the free version. So you can also create other portfolio alerts and dividend alerts. However, you would have access to those via one of the paid features. So whenever NCB is $80 per share or anything below that, then I'll get a notification, and then you can go ahead and do whatever you want to do then. But here's what may happen sometime. Let's say you wanted to purchase at $80 per share, right? But you just wanted to get the notification when it happened. What you can do, in some cases, let's say it hit $80 per share, it might just go back to $90 per share and you didn't even get to purchase a single share. So what you can do is allocate, like say 10% of how much you had planned to invest if it hit that $80 per share, and then you just set a buy limit for that. That way if it hit $80, you won't miss out any at all. Let's build out a watch list. Say a new watch list, give it a name. Let's say big stocks, can name it whatever. Let's add some company, let's say Sagicor. Let's say Sagicor. Let's add another company. Let's say Scotia. So here it will give you a nice little overview of the stock, as well as the latest news that are associated with companies in your portfolio. Let's go on DCA. If you don't know what dollar cost averaging is, it is pretty much a strategy. Let's say every month you are going to invest $10,000 in a specific company. Then each and every month you're going to show up and invest $10,000 in that stock, whether it is up or down. So for this example, let's say you invested $10,000 in 138 student living for the last 5 years, starting exactly say March 2017. So year to date, you would have invested a total of $596,276. and you'd have purchased a total units of 129,756. So your total portfolio would have been 648,780. So you'd have only gained pretty much 9% on your total invested amount. Now let's select another stock and see what it would look like.
$2,547,646.
And you have earned a total dividends of $200,334. If you had this money sitting in a bank account, what would your interest look like over 5 years? So let's say you invested the same thing in Access Financials, then so you'd be in a loss of pretty much $200,000. And that is why it is important not to put all your eggs in one basket as well. So if you had diversified the same 591,000 across Access Financials, Student Living, and Parita, you'd have still seen some nice gains, but it wouldn't be as massive as investing solely.
So on this section you'll find majority if not all of the news that is related to investing in stocks in Jamaica.
Now when you watch an investing video and they say do your own research, these are the things they're saying. Go and read these things about the companies. So let's go back to overview and let's say select Sagicor. When you scroll to recent news, you'll see all the news specifically for that company. And here you also have the latest financials for the company. Then you can download it and review. And for the dividend section, it will show you a list of dividend payments that the company has paid. So this makes it easier for you when you have your portfolio organized. You can just come over here, select your stock and check when was the last time a company you invested paid some dividends. This section will show you when there's a dividend consideration or anything related to dividends. And for insider trading, it will be showing you things like when connected parties are buying and selling shares. And whenever the companies have meetings, they will also disclose it and you can find the meetings here. Like as you can see, notice of annual general meeting to be held virtually. So these are the things that you follow to keep track of the companies that you are invested in. And other, it just gives you some other related news that are not necessarily in any of these specified categories. So the wiki section is a nice little documentation section that gives you an overview of some of the features of the platform. Like here you have the purchase method that will give you an overview of the virtual wallet. You have the portfolio data visibility. That means for the portfolio that you were seeing earlier, you can set it to partial or full. That means when you set it to partial, you blur some of the sensitive information. Like if this was like my actual live portfolio and I was doing a demonstration, then I can also set the visibility to partial or full. I'll show you this in a short bit. So for the JMB CVS instruction, this is pretty much a documentation of how you export your portfolio from JMB Moneyline and import it to the MyMoneyJA platform. Now let's go back to this section of it, partial or full. You have to go to your portfolio, select profile, and then here where it asks for portfolio sensitivity, then you can decide to set it to partial or full. And from here you can determine where you want, when you just log in, where you want to land, whether you want to land on the market page, the initial overview page where I landed, or you want to land on one of your
That's pretty much it for MyMoneyJA, guys. Thank you for watching.
That's pretty much it for my money transfer, guys. A nice portfolio possibly